Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube universe, what is going on with you on this Thursday? It is Thursday, June 6, 2024, roughly 2:22 p.m. New York time. I am, of course, your always gracious host, Fallon from GoNootropics.com, coming at you with the Red Bull chairs. Good to see you guys. This is just a little update video. What is going on? First and foremost, thank you to everybody who went out and purchased my latest book, Nootropics and Research Chemicals, Memories from a Lifetime of Self-Medication. Out of all the books that I've released, this one's been by far the biggest launch. It's garnered the most interest. A lot of you guys went out, purchased the book, and, you know, reviews are rolling in. You guys like the stories in there. There's a lot of, funny stories. Nootropics, research chemicals. It's a wild kind of a, once again, an esoteric community documented in, a book format. Just my entire experience downloaded into a book. So a lot of interesting stuff. A lot of you guys went out and purchased that. So for that, much gratitude to you guys who went out and bought that book. And for those of you who are interested, haven't bought the book yet, I'll link you guys below. So first and foremost, thank you to you guys who, went out and purchased that book. That means a lot. This is just a little quickie updates. Yes, we're in New York. In past videos, I told you guys we had plans to bike across the country. We had it all mapped out. We had all the gear. We had the GPS. We had the sleeping bags. We had, the bike rack. We had the best tires in the business. We had all this stuff locked and loaded, ready to go. The whole route mapped out. And the weeks leading up to this trip, Christine's knees started to have, little twinges of pain, little twinges of, something going on, just slight pain in the knee, which we were planning on pushing through. And then it just progressed into something, not a lot worse, but something that I didn't feel comfortable with. Taking off on a trip with her knee in this state. It got, not bad, like she's not crippled or anything, but just I don't think she's capable of doing a trip like this with the state of her knee. So we just called it off. We returned all the stuff to Amazon and we just flew over here. So we are officially on New York time. So we're here. I'm looking outside, I see the brick, right? You come to New York City, it's brick houses, baby. We don't have these in California. It's brick houses, it's the big city. We're in Christine's room, and we're starting anew. We left the old job in California. We left my boss, who's still not happy about my decision leaving. He still wants me to work for him in this kind of quasi-remote, thing. And it's just like, whatever, we'll see where that goes. But yeah, we're in New York, very much starting from the bottom. I've got to find some type of work here. I've got a resume. It's nothing any employer's going to look at and go, oh, this is a candidate we want. This is Fallon J. Smith. This is somebody we want on the team. Nobody's going to look at my resume and say, let's get him on the team. So, I'll get a little hoe bunk job for the meantime until something better picks up. But we're here. We're in the big city, which is, I'm from the small town. I grew up in the small town. I moved from a small little sleepy coastal town in California. So this is like very much new beginnings, new start, somewhere new. And we've only been here for a few days. So we're getting our footing. We shipped everything over here. It was like $500 to ship my bike. We shipped all the Christine stuff over here. We're getting all of that stuff unloaded. and we're just going to see what is possible. I'm going to see what's possible. What kind of work can I get? What kind of adventures are there to be had in New York City? So this is exciting. On one hand, it would have been nice to do this trip, but on the other hand, we flew over here, and it's just, we got to get moving. I got to get moving. I got to find some work. We're here at Christine's parents' house, which is cool, very cool. They've been very accommodating. You do lose a little bit of manhood points as a man moving in with your wife's parents. So, there's a little bit of resistance there, but overall it's a comfortable place to be for the meantime. You do lose a little bit of manhood points moving in with your wife's parents, but sometimes that's, you're starting from the bottom. 35 years old, starting from ground zero, baby. Starting from ground zero. So, moving forward, keeping the train rolling, 3 months no kratom, which is by far probably the biggest accomplishment of the year. Getting rid of the kratom, quitting the kratom. I've wrote books on that, quitting kratom and getting that out of my life. And that's been great. You quit the kratom, you get a little energy back. I had no energy to make a move like this, taking kratom. All I could really do taking kratom was just stagnate in the same old. All I could do taking kratom was just stagnate and spin my wheels and say, everything's gonna be fine. And there's no energy to make a move like this when you're taking kratom. There's no energy to pack the boxes. There's no energy to plan and have vision. It's just you're totally dead on the inside. You guys know this. You're dead on the inside, and there's really nothing there that's gonna push you forward. At least for me, taking kratom. So we've retreated in some ways, we've regressed in some ways, progressed in others, and it does feel at this point that we're starting from the bottom level. We're starting at the bottom of the elevator, and it's just a matter of how do you move up the elevator in a city like New York? How do you progress in a big city? This is all foreign grounds to me, right? This is all... this is New York City, so I got to learn how all this stuff works, how people operate, and find my footing in a completely new place, which is both scary and exciting at the same time. But it's kind of a juice. It's a cortisol release that gets the wheels moving, greases the wheels, and just. You gotta move forward as long as you're alive, right? I'm not planning on retiring off of the Smith & Wesson, retirement plan, right? I'm not Hunter S. Thompson, so as long as you're alive and your heart's beating, you have to figure out a way to move the elevator up, keep the wheels of progress moving. Try to avoid the depression, manage the depression, manage the fear, manage the anxiety. Don't bring the fear, right? The fear is the little death that destroys worlds. So as long as your heart's beating, just do what you can. If you have to take a few steps back, do it. But, one step back, 2 steps forward, and just keep the wheels moving no matter what. Just stay moving. The worst thing you could do is just stagnate, and I just couldn't stay in a place where I was stagnating anymore. So the trip has been canceled. We just flew over here, which was very stressful, and as much as I hate to say it, ladies and gentlemen, we quit the kratom, but still haven't quite quit the nicotine. I'm in New York because you can't get the flavored Zens in California. It's not a decision I'm proud of. I went quite a while. I think I made it 2 months, no nicotine, but inevitably it crept back in, and even after a month, even after 2 months, the nicotine cravings were still present. The nicotine cravings were still something I was struggling with, and with the stress of moving and packing and clearing the apartment and figuring out the flights and getting over here, I just cracked. There's nothing to say except I cracked. Told myself I was only gonna buy one. You guys know how that works. This is probably the fourth. I'm gonna go get another one today, and I don't know how I'm gonna tackle the nicotine addiction, because these cravings stay with you for months, and when you go through a period of stress, it's just sometimes you just crack, and it's as simple as that. Luckily, with the nicotine, the side effects aren't as pervasive as they are with kratom. They're not as bad, but it's still this annoying addiction that just kind of gnaws at you. So yeah, we're back on the nicotine for now. We're drinking caffeine. We found some paracetam here in Christine's room, so that's cool. I took but they're the capsules, which not too bad. They're the capsules, but I took some paracetam today. That's, you guys know I love paracetam. I talk about it in the book. It's my origin nootropic. I still consider it one of the better nootropics that we have access to these days, and found a lot of other goodies. Christine was a long-time watcher of the videos, so she has a lot of these things that I talked about, a lot of these things that I don't take anymore. She's got the phenibut. She's got some of these research chemicals. She had the bottles of the 1P. I taught her how to do the volumetric dosing. So she's got the bottles. She's got a lot of these things kicking around, which, we're going to go through, clear a lot of this stuff out, and really just keep the train rolling here in New York City, baby. So that is the video of the day. I'm going to hope to get kind of a better setup than what we got here. Right now I'm just on the bed. But I did manage to bring my microphone, a lot of my old studio setup. So we're going to see what we could do to keep the videos rolling. Keep you guys, we're going to upload videos probably until the day I die or the day I get tired of making videos. So as always, keeping the train rolling, ladies and gentlemen, Fallon, GoNootropics.com. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and I will see you very soon. Peace.